So yeah, like I was saying, I feel like it'd be very erratic, and like it's like she's thinking her train of thoughts again, and it's like what she's written down is what she thought, and like how she thought it is like very, I think, scared in a way that she has actually done something to hurt the person that she cares about, which is what she was worried about for quite a bit. And so I feel like it should be done quite quickly and quite jumpy, like it's like like showing, like representing her train of thoughts in that moment. When she says a giggle at the door and she reappears, coming towards me arms wide, it's like she's relieved, I feel, and quite glad about this, but also a bit surprised because she thought she'd done something bad to hurt her. And then when she says, and I lift the axe and I do it again and I do it again and I do it again, it's like more emphasis and like aggression, and it's like very separated, and it's like with every repetition it's getting more and more intense, and more kind of her tone is like, and volume is getting like louder, and she's like, and do it again and do it again, and it's like with again it's like hitting it like she would have been doing with the axe, I feel. I wanted to stop coming, so I know I've done something, and it's like I think she should be quite panicked because she didn't expect herself to enjoy it that much, and so when she's reading it again, she's remembering all these emotions that she felt, and it's all coming to surface again. But she keeps coming, and now it's not just my hands covered in blood, it's my face, it's my body. And when she says it's so exquisite, I'm crying, it's like she's feeling inside of her what she felt at those moments, and just that amazing feeling, that pleasure that she felt from this experience is coming back to surface again. And when she says felt so much, she thinks about it for a sec, what she's going to say, and like I think this is the moment that she like truly realizes that she's lost it. So when she says feeling, it's kind of like a bittersweet way, like she was enjoying herself so much, but then it kind of hits home what she's doing, and she realizes that it's wrong, that she should be enjoying this. And then when she says, both there's been no meaning between her and myself, between myself and myself, and if there's been no meaning, then I'm a monster. And she says, I'm a monster, I feel like it should be a separate unit to that. I think it should be all quite in a defeated tone, because to her, she's just had to say again this horrible thing that she's done, and when she says I'm a monster, it's like remembering what she's done. She might have, like, I feel like she would have tried to push it aside during all the other interrogation, like in interrogation scenes, but it's remembering exactly what she's done and how she broke her morale code, that she was so against this and so against having to, like, she didn't see the point in cutting people up with that. She thought it was so wrong, and then she's done it. And then when she says I'm a monster, it's like she remembers that she'd done this, and that horrible guilty feeling, and just very defeated kind of way. Then there's a change of tone. Our agent was too distraught to return after this visit, so Mrs. Darwin decided to bring you in. It's kind of trying to, I feel, snap back into that aggressive, ruthless detective persona that she has, like, that she puts up during the interrogation scenes. Like, she's trying to come back to that very cold barrier that she has up, because she'd got so emotional and like so she was like giving quite a bit away during that monologue, and so like when she's speaking about what happened, so I feel like she's trying to snap back into that cold detective persona. When Doyle says your agent was Woodnut, I kind of like shifted my seat a bit like that and just say yes, like not looking at her, because I know that she's kind of on the track to figuring it out. And so that she then goes on to say, we investigated previous winners with an offshore bank account and excessive logging time. I think she's just trying to snap back to that cold detective and like not give too much away, because she knows Doyle is on the track to figuring it out, because she's figured out how Woodnut figured out it was her, and that Woodnut was the undercover agent. And then she sees how upset Doyle is, and this is obviously going to hurt her quite a bit, because she cares for this person so much. Like, she, like later on in the scene, she goes on to say that this person was her first love. So when she says, I trusted him, she says, he came to care for you very much. It's like trying to comfort her in a way, because she doesn't want to see this upset, and she doesn't want her to hate her for the betrayal that she's done to her. When she then says he wanted to help you, it's like she's trying to help her. She doesn't want to cause her all this pain, she just wants to help because she cares about her so deeply. And then the hideaway is wrong. That's her next line, and that's the next unit. It's very frustrated that even after all this time, Doyle is still trying to defend this horrible place, which she is so against. She says, you're a part of that. And when she says, you fell into a relationship, it's emotional, I understand, that's another separate unit, because she did it as well. She fell into a relationship with Iris, who is also Doyle, and so she's genuinely trying to help this person, and she's like kind of saying, hinting at the way that she did as well. And then still Doyle tries to defend Papa, and so I feel like the next, like, he's obsessed with an image that he created, is very frustrated, and emphasis on image, because for a long time Doyle's been trying to say it's just an image, and it's kind of like backing up what she said, because she's saying it's just an image, there's nothing wrong with Papa, all this, but I think there should be emphasis on image, just to back up that argument that she'd had earlier with her. And when she's like, whose idea was it for you to transition from guest to little girl, and he couldn't be intimate with you in that form, I think it's very manipulative, and it's like she's trying to turn her against him for us to help the case, which is like her super objective, but for personal reasons, I think, as well. Like, she personally, I think, maybe a bit jealous of the relationship that those two have, because of how deep her feelings are for this person, yet she's in love with this man who Morris sees as so wrong. And when she says he was grooming you because Henrietta was getting too close, it's very frustrating, and it's very, uses a louder volume, like to get the emphasis across that he doesn't care about her, which is what Morris thinks deep down. And she says murdering children doesn't keep you from getting too close, it makes you complicit. It's like pities her in a way that she thinks this. Like, I think she feels a bit genuinely sad for her. And then when Doyle hints at him giving her something, she's very like, what was it? Quick, because that's her super objective, is to find out who Papa is to shut down the case. So as soon as it hints at it, that's suddenly like alarm bells go off, like a light bulb pops in her head, like she's just like, what was it? Because this is exactly what this whole interrogation has been leading up to. And when she still defends him further, she says he gave you something, he had something real to give you, something from his real life. He's not crossing over, why would you? It's very like emphasis on real, because it's saying that like he's not going to cross over into the hideaway, which is what Doyle wants to do, to be with him. And it's like he doesn't care about her that much to get rid of his ties to the real world. And it's like trying to make her see that. I feel like Morris would be getting quite angry now, because she's tried time and time again to turn her against this man, yet still she sat there defending him. And when Doyle says she doesn't want to be here anymore, Morris says, what about your daughter? Have you really told your daughter? I feel like she'd be getting very angry now, a lot of volume, a very aggressive tone. Also quite shocked as well that she's still sat there defending him. And she'd be very angry about this because of her personal feelings towards Shades and the fact that her father crossed over. And so that had really hit home, I feel. And then when she says, you are responsible to her forever, I hit the table, because the fact that she can even have the audacity to say she's not responsible for her daughter, I think it makes her feel like she's arguing with her father. She didn't have the chance to say these things to her father when he was making this decision to cross over. So I feel like she's trying to salvage it, and like this is her saying the things that she would have said to her father to Doyle. And when Doyle tries to justify it still by saying, I'll tell her where to find me. In the hideaway, Mrs. Doyle, my father was a shame. What I wanted most was a relationship with him here on Earth. I feel like it'd be very explosive, like the only time that you see full-on deep emotion from, like, deep, like, emotion coming to the surface from Morris, because she has this cold barrier up around her for the whole play. Almost like you see little hints of it in like scene 5 when she's like baiting with her and like putting across her true views,